Hello everybody, my name is Eric. Today we're going to be taking a look at Atlas OS, which is a Windows modification that is designed for gaming and gamers and has some interesting tweaks. It is almost certainly not a good idea to install this, but I thought I would test it out, check out whether it holds up to its main claims of improved performance and improved whether it is actually something you should think about installing. So here is the website. Now we've got some immediate professionalism. They are not shipping an ISO. You should absolutely never install a random Windows ISO because God knows what could be in it. I mean, it could come with a bootkit. It could come with literally anything. They're instead using an automated installer. So first of all, you install Windows 11 just like normal. So I will do that. And of course, I'm not going to waste your time watching the whole thing. So I'll cut that. Okay, so here we go. We have Windows 11. I'm just going to install VMware tools, but we are mostly done. So now we can go and find out what Windows 11 debloated looks like. So first of all, let's just see what our resource usage is like by default. I'll wait then. Now we've got a virtual machine that is fully set up. So we've got 160 processors, 2,000 threads, and not much else going. It's not using that much of the CPU. It's using 3 gigabytes. Let's just close Edge, see how much that's using. So yeah, it's using about 3 gigabytes of RAM to do absolutely nothing. Now it's worth noting that Windows is generally pretty sensitive to how much RAM you have and can use some of that for caching. If we can see so that's a substantial amount. And if we go through the processes, we can get an idea of what's using that. So the desktop window manager, which we need. It seems like Edge is still secretly running, but we can kill that. Anti-malware service executable. That's what I'm saying about how the antivirus, while I would never recommend disabling it, does have a substantial performance impact. So let's now try and download the installer. More private. Okay. Now we're going to disable Windows security in order to allow this to happen, which is also scary. Although the AME wizard is open source, and I am relatively confident that much as I do not recommend installing this, this is not shipping malware on its own. It just makes your system extremely vulnerable to malware. Now, it might also have some options. Okay. So we acknowledge the license agreements. So we can configure enable defender, disable defender. Well, I'm just going to do it because I think that's okay. Now this one, I don't get the same, like the other one, it kind of, yeah, don't do that. This one, I don't think there has ever been an exploit of the CPU vulnerabilities, and it would only practically be exploitable on a cloud server, so I wouldn't actually worry too much about that. This one, yes, although because I'm on a VM, it will already do it, but yeah, you do not want that. These are questionable. Disable Bluetooth and printing. Okay. Disable hibernation. Because I'm using a server motherboard, I don't even have hibernation. Disable updates. Okay, this is way more dangerous. So, and remove snipping tool. I like it, but okay. So remove Edge and install the browser. I don't get the point of that. I am going to uncheck those. Okay. Yeah, disabling automatic updates, although I guess you could still do it manually. We'll see if you can do it manually. That is a very bad idea, because if you disable automatic updates, especially if you also disable Defender, now you're not just worrying about downloading malware, you're worrying about exploits. Basically, anything you do on your computer can just be hacked. So it seems that it's removing OneDrive without asking. I mean, I get some people don't like OneDrive. I use it. It's not totally useless. Like, I don't remember seeing a prompt for that. Okay. So now Windows will restart. I'm just going to restart it, and we're going to see. And here we go. Atlas is installed. It's also changed your theme to dark and put a custom. So here we go. Okay, so we're down to 2.2 gigabytes, still quite a bit. 70 instead of 160 processors. Okay, so It definitely works as advertised. And that felt faster, which doesn't really shock me. We can go to YouTube. Yeah, that does feel pretty fast. But, and I'm not going to call it cheating. There is one interesting thing that's been done here. Got rid of animation effects. Now, why does that matter? Well, it makes everything appear faster because it's instant. Well, it is faster, but you don't need to do anything crazy to achieve that. Okay. Now, let's see. So, no Defender. Oh, still is Defender. Okay, but Windows Defender Antivirus is gone. And that's probably the most dangerous thing. Now, let's try Windows Update. Are we able to run updates? Seems like we are. So, it's just not doing it automatically. That makes it a bit less dangerous. Okay. So, we are still getting updates. Now let me just demonstrate. Let's just try something. Valorant hacks. Very unlikely that's coming. Okay, we'll do upload date. So we get all of the latest scams that haven't been taken down yet. We can go to Mediafire. There we go. Oh. Fail. Oh. What? It already installed 7-zip. That's kind of interesting. And the password is 1234. Now, of course, I know this is a virus. I am doing something dumb. But the reason I'm demonstrating this is because not all malware is this obvious. Yeah. Oh, also, they kind of neutered UAC. Yeah, there is a performance benefit, but the reason why UAC dims your screen is because if it doesn't, any random malware, I mean, just an auto hotkey script can bypass UAC. That's why that's done. So that is another really, really dumb security setting. And just like that, we have installed a stealer. No obvious indication. I can just throw this on virus totals. Oh, it's too big, so I actually can't. But we can get a pretty good idea. This is not legit. The fact that it didn't open anything is also a good sign that it's not legit. And now we have installed malware without... Oh, and it looks like our update failed. Without even knowing it. So, yeah, this is... not a good idea. This is a potential security disaster, and there's relatively little you can do at this point besides reinstalling Windows to make it secure again. Now, just to finish off this video, I'm going to show a similar tool that is much safer, and the person who made it actually made a video about Atlas as well and why you shouldn't install it. It's called Chris Titus's Windows tool, and this is easy to install. I'll show you how you get it. And this is totally safe. I mean, I personally, just because I've found that tweaked Windows just doesn't hold up as well, I don't want to use it, but I've used this before, never seen it break a system, totally fine. You just open an administrative PowerShell, you paste that command in, and it's got a nice GUI, so it installs everything it needs to work out of the box. And I would trust this a lot more because Chris is someone who worked in IT and has a pretty good idea of how Windows works. And here you go, this GUI. So we can do tweaks, we can do a debloat, we can select our services, and it does do the same things to kill telemetry, which can be good. You can also get rid of effects here, and it tells you that these not a good idea. You can get the classic menu, you can get rid of IPv6 or enable it, you can kill hibernation, which saves you some storage, you can install stuff. This is a much safer option, and they do have an update option, but he's making it very clear, don't do this. Yeah, as he says, really you should only ever consider fully disabling updates if your computer is never going to be connected to the internet and it's just running like, there's machines, industrial machines, like a CNC machine, go ahead, perfect. Just don't plug it into the internet. If you're going to use it for anything that could be security sensitive, no. So that's going to be all for this video. I hope this was interesting. Please let me know in the comments if you want me to test anything else. I've had some requests for more Fortnite skin swap and those kind of things, so you can let me know if you want me to test that. That's all for now. Bye.